Wearing confidence is more important than wearing a designer bag. Yeah, I like that. Maybe that's gonna be my intro. Hello, welcome or welcome back to Classes with a Quirk, where I talk about contemporary and luxury designer items and brands with a touch of silliness. If this is the kind of content you find interesting, please do like this video and subscribe for more of it. Thank you. I think that was the fastest I've ever done my introduction in my whole life. I'm sorry. Blitzing through it, I guess. Anyway, today's video is a Q&A video. I have done 2 or 3 other Q&A videos in my channel so far. I think 2 official and then 1 was a Vlogmas or part of a Vlogmas. But I had put up a question on Instagram about what videos people would be interested in seeing from me, and a few different people said that they were interested in another Q&A, and I have gained some subscribers since my last Q&A, so I figured, all right, why not? I asked for questions on my YouTube community page through one of my posts, and I also asked for questions on Instagram, so feel free to subscribe to me on Instagram if you haven't already, because I post stuff there all the time, or I'm getting better at posting stuff there all the time. And I also post like shopping pictures, like if I'm going to Chanel, I'll post pictures from those excursions, or if I find something really interesting in designer at like TJ Maxx, I'll share that too. So it's a lot of fun. I'd recommend it, and feel free to also like just send me a message and say hi, because I like chatting with you. Anyway, Q&A video. So I asked for some questions and I got some, so I'm going to just answer those for you today. If you like these sort of videos, by the way, please do let me know if you like videos more opinion-y or about me specifically. I don't plan on turning this into like a lifestyle channel or anything like that, but I do know that sometimes it's cool to learn more about the person who you are watching their content of, or it's also interesting to learn more about their opinions in their like field of YouTube, and obviously my field of YouTube is luxuries. So if you have more questions or like other topics in luxury that you'd like me to talk about, like again, feel free to always leave me a comment and I'll see if I can't get to it. All right, so the first question is, what are your thoughts on bag charms, specifically the Hermes Rodeo? So I don't have a huge opinion on bag charms, really. I have one. I own a single bag charm, one single bag charm, and it is this. It is this little Rexy in this very silly cartoon with the Coach monogram background on it, and it's from the artist collaboration that Coach did with the artist Guang Yu. I believe that's how you pronounce his name. I super apologize if I'm getting it wrong. I don't have a lot of experience with Chinese names, but yeah, so it was from this collaboration, and I saw it and I thought that it was so cute. I love this cartoon style. I kind of would like or would wear like a sweatshirt or like an oversized hoodie with this particular pattern, because I just think it's that adorable. And yay, dinosaurs. I do like myself some dinosaurs. So I just thought this was super cute, and I didn't need anything in the pattern. Like I didn't want a bag with this necessarily. I just kind of wanted something small and from the collection, because I really like the design and pattern. So that's why I bought this, and why I'd also consider like buying a shirt or something. So that's what this is. And I feel that that's kind of where I stand on bag charms. Like if you have a design or a pattern that you really like, but you don't want a bag in it, a bag charm can be a way to like get a piece of that collection. That being said though, bag charms can get really expensive, especially if you're like looking at like Louis Vuitton bag charms or Hermes bag charms. They can get super duper expensive. So I honestly would, like in Louis Vuitton's case, some of their patterns they only make in bag charms. Like Styled by Gwenny just unboxed this absolutely adorable Year of the Tiger bag charm a little while ago that Louis Vuitton had released, and it is so cute. I really like it. I kind of want to own it, but I wouldn't buy it because I know that it wouldn't really serve a purpose for me, but I think that it is adorable. And it made her super happy. And I think that that's kind of where I stand on bag charms, as I just said. Like if you want that design and you want to spend the money on it and it would make you super happy, cool, go forth, like you do you, absolutely. I'm not going to say like don't waste your money on bag charms, but I do personally feel that my money can be better spent elsewhere, because say I really like a collection or a design or a pattern, I think I would get more use by buying an SLG or something, like a card holder or like a pouch or something in that design. Like we're mostly talking about Louis Vuitton here, like, you know, a mini pochette or something in that, maybe not right now anymore with the price of mini pochettes, but you know, a item that's smaller that's still usable or useful in some way, as opposed to a bag charm, which for me holds no purpose really, because I don't do anything with them. I don't really put stuff on my bags, so it wouldn't serve a purpose for me. But there are people who like go to town decorating their bags and putting stuff on them, so you know that's totally valid. For the Hermes Rodeos specifically, I think they're fine. I don't really have an opinion. Like, they kind of sit with all the rest of the bag charm opinions, which if you like it, cool, great, buy it. But it's very expensive for what it is, and I feel that personally I'd be happier spending the money elsewhere. I know that some people love the Hermes Rodeos and like collect them. They like the different colors and stuff, but I wouldn't, I wouldn't put them on a Hermes bag. I wouldn't put them on any other bag. So they really wouldn't have a point for me, like maybe as like a Christmas tree ornament or something, which is kind of a little bit extra. I don't know if I would be doing that anytime soon. So yeah, I mean, I don't really have an opinion. They're fine. And some people really enjoy them, and power to those people, but I don't really care. Next question, kind of linked up to that. Do you own a Birkin or a Kelly? I don't. I do not own any bags from Hermes. I do want to own a couple of different vintage bag styles from Hermes, like the Sac Vasco, I think is so beautiful. I love that intricate clasp. I really want one. It's like a cute little top handle bag. I'll pop a picture on it for you. The Sac Vasco I think is so cute. I also really like the Fawnspell. I've been trying to track down a Fawnspell in a nice color, like a rouge color or something like that, or even like a blue marine. I'd love to have a Fawnspell in a color, but I don't really have any interest right now in buying a Birkin or a Kelly on the pre-loved market or from the boutique at this time. I actually have a video that I'm going to be making about is the Birkin a status symbol tag, and I don't know if that video is going to come out before or after this Q&A, but I'll link it in either case. They're beautiful bags for what they are, and I love the history and heritage, and you know me, like that's part of what I like about these things, is that I love the history, the heritage, the make, the quality, the materials, all that stuff. I'm a nut. So that's something I can appreciate, but I don't at this time need to own one. I wouldn't say no. I wouldn't turn one down in the right color. But at this point in my life, I don't need to jump through hoops to get one. I don't need to pay $20,000 on the pre-loved market for one. And really, they're just bags. You know, this might be a very controversial take, but all these things are just bags. You know, my Chanels are just bags. The Hermes bags are just bags. And I've seen people over the moon so excited for them. And I've been over the moon so excited for some of my unboxings. Like, that's part of what we enjoy and this collection, these things for, because we just love them so much that we're willing to pay the money for them. And again, I want to address this more in my Is the Birkin a Status Symbol video, so, you know, stay tuned for that. Subscribe for more content, by the way. Hit the notification bell as a blah, blah, blah aside. I don't want to shoot myself in the foot by saying I'll never get one, but at this time, I don't need one. And if I have $20,000, I'm cool with putting that $20,000 towards not a handbag, or towards multiple handbags over one handbag. You know what I mean? I don't know. Okay, moving on. Next question. Do you think there is a limit to the number of bags a lady should own, inclusive of contemporary brands? I have about 20, not counting SLGs, and I find this quantity overwhelming at times. I actually enjoy admiring my higher cost bags because I limit their use for specific occasions, whilst continue to using contemporary bags on an everyday basis. No. Okay, so the question is, do you think there is a limit to the number of bags a lady should own? I'm going to just amend that to, is there a number of limit to bags anyone should own? Because I think that lady or otherwise, you're allowed to own bags. No offense to the person who asked the question. I just wanted to put that out there. Anybody can own a bag, lady or otherwise. But I don't necessarily think so. I think that there are limits, especially accounting for like space and budget. I don't think you should have more bags than you can financially sustain. And I don't think that you should have more bags than you have space for, especially because if you have too many bags, they can get crowded, they can get damaged if they're like smushed together, or, you know, if they're not ventilated well or not stored properly in a way that could prevent them from getting said damage. I mean, those are things to consider. If you don't have space for a 50 bag collection, then I wouldn't suggest trying to acquire a 50 bag collection at this time. But do I think that there's a limit to how many bags somebody should own? I think that if I said yes, I would come off as very judgmental, because there are different people with different lifestyles and different people with different hobbies and interests. And if your hobby and interest is luxury handbags or contemporary handbags, whatever, and you own 50 bags and you use them, or even if you don't use them, you know what each one is and you enjoy them, if they're being worn or if they're sitting on a shelf, I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with that. There are people who have a bunch of jackets, and the jackets sometimes get used and sometimes don't because different outfits, different styles, different seasons, different weathers. I think that's okay. I've made a video about this before about luxury and judgment, but I think that there's a lot of judgment specifically about handbags and also about shoes for people, especially women, owning a lot of them. And there really isn't any reason to not own a lot of what you love and enjoy, as long as you can enjoy them and have them in a way that is healthy for you. There are some people that are overwhelmed by having too many things, or some people who feel it's a danger to themselves to have too many things. Like maybe they have shopping issues, or they get anxiety when they have too much clutter or too many items. I think that might be a reason to downsize a collection or not acquire a big collection. Like if you have a shopping problem or you get anxious when you have too much stuff, like if you want to be more minimal, then I think that, I think that there's, a limit to how many items you should own because it's detrimental to you. But if you love collecting these things and you enjoy them and they bring you happiness, like Amber Ashley, I don't know how many bags she has, but it's quite a lot. A Heated Mess has quite a lot of bags, and that makes them happy and they enjoy them, and I think that's fine. Long-winded answer. I don't think that there's anything wrong with having a lot of something that you like, as long as it doesn't harm you personally in your own, mental or physical state. And that changes per person. And yeah, the end. Okay. Wow, these are, wow, I'm really getting into the talky parts of these questions. Hope that's okay. That's fine. So, opinion question, do you think the big three, Louis Vuitton, Hermes, Chanel, overall judge how customers are dressed or make assumptions about how much you spend or how likely you are to make a purchase? Like random example, if you're wearing a Coach bag into Hermes, will they treat you less if they would if you're wearing an Hermes Picotin? I don't know. I think it is possible. I think it depends on the store and the sales associates. I do think that absolutely there's certainly places where the SAs will kind of look down their nose at you if you aren't dressed to a certain caliber. But I think that's also very silly because, I wear Coach bags and I buy Hermes things and Chanel things, and that's allowed. You can have a variety of interests and bags at different price points because sometimes you want to, or sometimes it's raining, or sometimes you just don't feel like carrying something that's worth $10,000, whatever it is. I think that that's fine. I do think that it depends on the location. Like I've definitely heard stories, especially on the Purse Forum. Purse Forum is a great place, by the way. I'd so recommend joining that community if you are inclined to learn more about bags, because wealth of knowledge, super great community, and generally a very welcoming place. But anyway, so I've heard horror stories though about people on the Purse Forum sharing like, oh, I had this negative experience and I think it was because how I was dressed. I think it's less how you're dressed and a bit more about your confidence level, if that makes sense. Like, even if you are uncomfortable, fake it till you make it. Like, go in and you know what you want, you know what you want to look at, you are polite and kind, but it's your time and your money, and if you want to spend money, they should treat you to that level of respect, just like you are going to treat them with respect, because it's kind of a give and a take. I think that wearing confidence is more important than wearing a designer handbag. So that sounds really good, actually. Wearing confidence is more important than wearing a designer bag. Yeah, I like that. Maybe that's going to be my intro. And I guess that's my point. I hope that answered the question. Question, what is your thoughts on the next IT bag for 2022? What brand and what's the hottest color in luxury this year? I think that would be an entire separate video. I'm sorry, but really quick. In terms of color, bright. Bright, I think, is making play for attention. Like pinks have been really in, like in general, the last year or two, especially in Chanel. Chanel pinks are very sought after, but like a lot of brands like Hermes pinks also. Hermes is releasing a lot of pinks this year, so quite a few pinks. So I think that, that also is sort of telling. I think yellow also might be trying to really shine forth in terms of IT bags and seasons. Just bright. Think of like Bottega Veneta, super popular, very brightly colored bags. And Jacques Mus, getting very popular again, like resurgence, very brightly colored bags. Salvatore Ferragamo, I think, is going to be making a big comeback at some point soon. I feel like it should. I feel like it will. And Salvatore Ferragamo does some really nice bright colors too. I think, you know, especially now it's spring, people are wanting to go out more. People are wanting to like be socializing and being outside now that some restrictions are lifted, as long as, you know, careful, please stay careful. But I think that people are willing to be more open and free and colorful. So I think that that's going to be happening a lot. By the way, I don't do a whole lot of videos about like it stuff or trend stuff, but I do keep on top of trends, or like I watch what's coming out. I watch, you know, runway shows and stuff. Would you be interested in more like kind of the moment, maybe sit down videos where I just like talk about stuff like that, just talk about bags or items that are coming out, or talk about colors or trends or seasons and stuff like that? Let me know. I haven't really made a lot of content on it, but I'd be interested in hearing your thoughts. I'm running out of battery, which is why I'm speeding up, so sorry about that. This might be rushed at the end. Can you do a video on what you think of any runway collection? I can if you want me to. That would be a different video, but I can certainly try. Let me know what runway collection you want me to cover. How is your sweet mini holding up? I thought about getting one last year. Okay, so it's not a mini, it's a sweet classic flap in the medium size, but it's holding up great. I love it. I do use it often. No corner wear, no interior wear, and I don't even have a bag or insert in it. Though I would be getting one from Joy & Bag if I wanted to. I just get one custom made, but it's a great bag. I really like it a lot, and I think that it is holding up well. What is your opinion on tiny Jacquemus bags? They're too small, IMO, but curious to know. I mean, I just said that Jacquemus is probably coming back with a vengeance in terms of being in fashion. I don't know about the tiny bags necessarily, because I think that we're not away from the mini bag trend, but I think we're possibly moving away from part of the tiny bag trend. I do think that they've got a place. I think they're cute. I don't think I would own one, because for me it would be very silly, but there are some people who have them and rock them and like layer them, or like little tiny bag energy, like clutch it or anything. Like, I think they're cute, and I think they're playful, and I think that's a lot of what Jacquemus is. It's cute and playful and fun, and I think that that's part of what fashion should be: cute and playful and fun and enjoyable. And so I think that they're silly, but like, I mean that in the most positive way possible. And finally, you have such awesome diverse interests. Thank you. Do they have anything in common? What draws you to them? Anything in common. I don't really know what martial arts and luxury handbags have to do with each other, besides that I like them both. But I guess, I like being active. I love being active. I love storytelling, and I love being able to use my mind in some capacity. I love being creative. I like being challenged, except for math. Math is sort of tricky. Don't ask me to do algebra in my head. Absolutely no, thank you. But I like things that make me think. I like things that allow me to be creative. And I like things that make me work on myself. I like self-improvement. So I think that, for instance, with martial arts is definitely about self-improvement. It's about, you know, physical improvement. It's about mental improvement. It's also about making you think, because you have to learn these forms and learn these moves and learn these kicks and be very precise. Part of my martial arts background is forms, and the preciseness of each movement is very like 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, you know, you have to do everything in a certain capacity in a certain way. So they have to be moving, you know, all the moving parts have to be aligned, and I love that. And the same thing with luxury, you know, I love the history. I love learning about these different leathers. I love looking about the different brands and companies, and sometimes doing a deep dive into like Steve Madden, for instance, and learning some stuff that I didn't know about. I think that's all really fun. So I hope that answered your question, and thank you so much for everybody who did ask any questions. I hope that you enjoyed. If you liked this video, please do give it a like. It super duper helps the algorithm, and subscribe for more content that helps the algorithm even more. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.